It's minicamp and OTA season, and today we're taking a look at the New York Jets and watch Justin Fields some more. Connect with Garrett Wilson, throw the ball all over the yard, and everything else. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at practice, rookie camp, minicamp, OTAs, soon-to-be training camp, workouts in between, interviews, so you know what your players are doing behind the scenes. Your rookies, those quarterback battles, those storylines, those guys you're drafting in fantasy football here soon. Right here. Click that button. Stop missing out because you need to know what these guys are doing. Justin Fields here. First thing right there, GoPro on the helmet. We're getting some good looks with that. We did not have a running back to that caliber at the Bears. We did not have a running back to that caliber at the Steelers. We did not have one of the top running backs in the league. Offensive line. And then the defense is solid. Now, if I'm thinking about this team and what they want to do, we drafted heavy at running back prior to this year. And we kept drafting heavy at running back. Because I'm also thinking about Izzy Abanikanda while having Breece Hall, while drafting. Izzy Abanikanda is gone. He's with the Niners. There he is, getting it out there. But I expect them to run the football. That's what the transactions are saying. We built this run game up to run the football. Now he's going to be mighty fine. I think he's going to get 25+% target share. And I think that ADOT's going to go up. I think he is going to get some deep balls. Like last year, his average depth of target was like around 7.5, which was very low for him. Mainly Aaron Rodgers. So that being said, I believe that's going to go up. And then his catchable target rate was like 80-some% among wide receivers. Like 80th. Ranked 80th some, not percent, but ranked around the 80th some among wide receivers in the league. That being said, even if it's around there, with the ball being deeper, production-wise, should get you some more spike weeks. So I do expect some volatility in there. I believe he's going to be one of those players that when you have him in fantasy, you're going to have a run of good weeks. You're also going to have those run of bad weeks. And it's going to be a little volatile, but when you look back at the numbers, it's going to look like it's all right. But living in it week to week for fantasy football, it might be a little queasy. I can't say that's going to be bad. I think he is going to have his moments where it's very similar to DJ Moore, where he could go off and have some good numbers for you. It might start off slow, end slow, or have a middle run where it's slow. But imagine you're going to get, I guess, around 4 to 5 wide receiver 1 weeks. Good slew of wide receiver 2 games. And there's going to be games where the game script just blows up and it's going to be slower. Like, that could be more of a run-heavy approach in that game. That could be where the pass defense is stout. Like, it's a stout matchup. It slows it down. And that's how it is. That's just going to be how it is. Of course, the Jets aren't going to go undefeated. So you have to look at things in those terms. How's that going to look like? But Fields, we're seeing him connect with these wide receivers. He's looking good in practice. He did that with the Steelers last year. He also started to look better in the back end of his run of starts with the Steelers. Started to come in and get some command. But he looked great in practice last year. He looked great, like every day. Big-time moments. Thrusting it to George Pickens. George Pickens, the catalyst of that. Garrett Wilson, very nuanced route runner. Good at creating separation, but also good at the catch point. Sticky hands. The run game behind him, though, and the coaching staff. Like, the coaching staff did not bring in another quarterback to compete against him. They didn't. They're trusting Fields just to be the guy. Giving him that confidence. They're working with him. They're doing VR. They got the GoPro on the helmets. They're going over what he sees. That is a good indication that, hey, we're going to help this guy out. We got potential here. The one thing with Justin Fields is you got potential. And I know that means different things to different people, but that's upside too. Because when you look at a quarterback like this, no. However, if you look at this from fantasy football, last year you got your 2 QB1 weeks. Depending on your quarterback scoring, that could be different league to league. So it could be different. It could be 3, 4. It could be 0, depending on how your league scores quarterbacks. Per basic scoring, using RotoViz charts, 2. Every year before that, 5 or more. Moneyball quarterback, if you know the movie, like you're playing it cheap at the quarterback position while you're stacking up at other positions. Moneyball quarterback. This is a good one here that you can catch on the cheap that can give you some production. Rates at running back can be accelerated some years. Not really last year, but typically it can be. And now you're looking at a Moneyball play. This is it. I've seen it in the comment section. And it's Dynasty usually, or it's a deeper league or whatever, that they got their starters, but they also got Justin Fields. And a lot of times it's super flex where you're starting 2 quarterbacks, and they got him as their second quarterback, hoping to hit as that upside play, or even their third, and they're playing a committee role because they got deeper rosters and formats there. It really depends on how things fit with you and how you want to strategize your draft. We will also have videos going over strategies for your draft, and a lot of times people say, well, I'm taking best player available. Well, you also got to understand the player pools and know that, hey, I'm taking best player available, but I got to tie wide receiver and running back. And you need to know that, hey, this player pool is going to run out quicker than this player pool. So when I got a tie, I got to break for this position group because I'm not going to have the position group studly later on down the road when I'm looking at those players, whereas the other one's deep into double digits for the backups and the handcuff running backs. Like it always is. The handcuff running backs are always deep. That's why 0RB exists. And 0RB is dependent on the injuries at the running back position and overall positional changes, which happens a lot at running back, the volatility there. Didn't have much last year. We had some top running backs stay alive and produce pretty well. You're seeing Justin Fields. He's got good feet. They're working on him. You see the GoPro on there. We know Justin Fields. Remember, at the Bears, we got different offenses there. Some of it's on him. We'll give him some accountability, but also it's sprayed around. They didn't really add to the team that well for him. It wasn't really a great situation. We go to Steelers. It's a little bit better. We have Russell Wilson lurking in the background with that calf injury. Maybe coming back, pushing him. Now, we were looking good. Season starts. Not so great, but we start to ramp it up a bit. We're in a situation here where things can get better. We can lean on Breece Hall in the run game. Get out quick to Garrett Wilson. Mason Taylor steps it up. Maybe I get some clips of him. I've seen a few out there. I can get those out, get a video. Let me know if you want that. And we have more weapons than I think what people realize of the Jets. Than just the killer bees. There's old Isaiah Davis there. There he is. There's not Justin Fields, but I always keep that in there. But we are looking at a quarterback here that's looking to take a step forward. That's looking to do something with the Jets. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.